NewsNation Now back with yet another alert involving a Democratic member of the House. This time it's Congressman from Arizona, Greg Stanton, who says, he was one of President Biden's earliest supporters, but not anymore. Now it's time to, we keep hearing this phrase, pass the torch. So the numbers are going up. That's now 14 calling on Biden to step aside, 37 expressing doubts about his candidacy, 89 who are publicly supporting the president. But Stanton makes 14. All right, as President Biden tries to convince Democrats he still has the best shot in November, there's new polling out. This is ABC News. Washington Post shows the race essentially still tied nationally, right? So that's one of the headlines. Former President Trump now leading by 1 point, down from a 2-point lead back in April. But there are other headlines. Look at this one, for example. 2 in 3 Americans say the president should step aside, and that would include more than a half who say that, and here it is, more than half who had been voting for Biden. So, it's 67% overall, 62% who are leaning for Dems, 54% of Biden supporters. Now, you compare that to Trump, so 62% for Biden with either Dems or Dem-leaning independents, and only 16% for Trump, Republicans or GOP-leaning independents who say that he should get out. What does it all mean? Scott Tranter joins us, Director of Data Science with our election partners at Decision Desk HQ. Welcome, Scott. As always, that's the one you could pull out a headline. I'm sure people will on the national vote here, the top line of this poll, and you might say, all right, it's a close race. But would you focus on that or the idea that, more than 60% of the president's own people want him out?
60%, Connell. I mean, look, we're in a highly polarized environment here. So anytime you see any poll come back where 60+% of Americans think something, you have to stop and look at it, right? For it to get that high, there is, as you pointed out, a fair amount of Democrats and independents who do not think that Joe Biden should be the nominee. And that's got to weigh heavily on the chances for Biden to win this fall. And we'll see whether it translates to the top line and some of these polls we see in the states over the next couple of weeks.
Now, back on this, who would vote if the election were today, the national polls that we have on the tablet right now, guys, this is interesting to me for a couple of reasons, because if you look, a lot of people see this is at 47, 46, they are, it's a 1-point race. What I want you to explain briefly before we dig into some states with the DDHQ data, what does that mean? Because like a lot of people like you will say the Dems really need not to be down 1, but maybe up, what is it, maybe 3 to have a chance in the Electoral College?
Yep, your numbers are right, Connell. As you know, look, we don't elect our president based on overall national polls like this. We need, these candidates need to win individual states, and there are more Democrats than Republicans nationally in places like California and New York. And the way the Electoral College works is the Democrats have to be up 2 or 3 points nationally so they can make up for the Electoral College disadvantage.
All right.
That's a very fancy way of saying states matter, not these national polls.
Kamala Harris, by the way, was up 3 for what it's worth over Trump in that particular poll. All right. Speaking of states, we have, Duff could swing over and show our DDHQ presidential forecast, the Electoral College here. What you guys are forecasting, what I find interesting here is that the GOP and Trump are at 235 and Dems are at 226 when we work in swing states. But there's a couple of things here in terms of the leans, like, for example, is Virginia really in play? Because what if Virginia were to go red? Is, if states like New Jersey and things like this are really in play, or Minnesota, if you start turning states like that red before you even get to swing states, you're at 270 to win. So that's where people start to get to Trump landslide with everything that's going on with Biden, right?
Exactly. And let me give you other stat, right? We're sitting back here running all the numbers. If Donald Trump wins Pennsylvania or, pulls away in a state like Pennsylvania, his chances of winning go up to about 85%. And right now, I think our forecast has him at about 56, 57% chance winning. And there's been a couple of polls post-debate that have been good for Trump. So you take Pennsylvania out of a toss-up and a lean Trump, or he's able to put that state away, his chances go way up and Joe Biden's go way down.
That's the math that I have now. Okay, so that's really interesting to me because I colored Pennsylvania, so everybody saw there when you were talking, at least shaded it red. So now you're 254, 226. So you're saying that even if Biden starts, or whoever the nominee is, I guess I should watch myself here, starts taking, say, Wisconsin as he needs to, and Michigan as he or she would need to, you're 254 to 251, but then you leave on the table like the Georgias, Arizonas, and Nevada, and your point is Trump wouldn't need much there. He wouldn't need to swing, Virginia, which people are talking about, wouldn't need much at all, really, to put him over the top.
Correct.
Thanks so much for watching. Just go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.